Most people pick the worst time to travel during the holidays. Crowded tourist traps, overpriced flights, and weather that ruins your entire trip. But what if I told you there are places where December is actually the perfect time to visit? Places most travelers don't even know about yet. I spent the last 3 months researching travel data, talking to locals, and digging through weather patterns to find the 10 best destinations you should visit before this year ends. And trust me, number 3 on this list will completely change how you think about winter travel. So let's get into it. Starting at number 10, we have Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Now I know what you're thinking. Dubai? Really? But hear me out. Everyone thinks Dubai is just a scorching desert city, and that's true for most of the year. But December in Dubai is actually perfect. The temperatures drop to around 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, which is ideal for exploring the city without melting. December is also when Dubai hosts the Dubai Shopping Festival. This isn't just some random sale event. We're talking about massive discounts across the entire city, fireworks every single night, live concerts, and cultural performances everywhere you look. The whole city transforms into this giant celebration. And here's something most people don't realize. The beaches in Dubai are actually incredible in December. While everyone back home is bundling up in winter coats, you're swimming in the Arabian Gulf with perfect weather. Jumeirah Beach becomes this paradise where you can actually enjoy the sun without feeling like you're being cooked alive. Plus, visiting the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, is so much more enjoyable when you're not sweating through your clothes. The desert safaris are also way better because you're not dealing with the extreme heat. You can actually enjoy riding camels, sandboarding, and watching the sunset over the dunes without feeling miserable. The food scene in Dubai during December is on another level too. All the outdoor restaurants and rooftop bars that are usually too hot to enjoy become the best spots in the city. You can sit outside, eat amazing food, and actually be comfortable. Number 9 is Quebec City in Canada. If you want a real winter wonderland experience, this is it. Quebec City in December looks like someone took a European Christmas village and dropped it in North America. The Old Town, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, gets covered in snow, and the whole place lights up with holiday decorations. The German Christmas market in Quebec City is one of the best in North America. It's not some tiny setup with 3 booths. This market has over 80 wooden kiosks selling handmade crafts, traditional food, hot mulled wine, and all kinds of unique gifts. The smell of roasted chestnuts and cinnamon fills the air. It's the kind of place where you lose track of time just wandering around. What makes Quebec City special is that it's actually built for winter. Unlike places that struggle when snow hits, Quebec City embraces it. The restaurants have cozy fireplaces, the hotels know how to keep you warm, and there are heated outdoor terraces where you can enjoy the view without freezing. The Chateau Frontenac, that massive castle-like hotel that dominates the skyline, looks absolutely incredible covered in snow. Even if you don't stay there, walking around the area at night when everything is lit up feels magical. And I don't use that word lightly. You can also go dog sledding, ice skating on frozen lakes, or visit the ice hotel if it's open early enough. The whole city feels like you stepped into a snow globe, but you're actually comfortable and having an amazing time. Number 8 takes us to the Maldives. December is the start of dry season in the Maldives, which means this is when the weather is at its absolute best. No rain, clear blue skies, calm seas, and perfect temperatures. If you've ever seen those pictures of overwater bungalows with crystal clear water, December is when it actually looks like that. Most people think the Maldives is crazy expensive, and it can be, but here's the thing. If you book smart and look at local islands instead of only resort islands, you can actually make it work without selling a kidney. Islands like Maafushi or Thulustu offer guest houses that are way more affordable than the big resorts, and you still get access to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. The water visibility in December is incredible. If you're into snorkeling or diving, this is your time. You can see manta rays, sea turtles, sharks, and coral reefs that look like something from a nature documentary. The water is so clear you can see fish from your bungalow. And because it's the start of high season, Everything is freshly maintained and ready for tourists. The resorts are in perfect condition, the boats are running on schedule, and the service is top-notch because everyone is excited for the season to begin. The sunsets in the Maldives are different too. The sky turns these shades of orange and pink that don't even look real. You're sitting on a beach with your feet in warm sand, watching the sun disappear into the Indian Ocean. It's one of those experiences that actually lives up to the hype. Number 7 is Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo in December is completely different from the rest of the year. The city goes all out with holiday illuminations. We're not talking about a few Christmas lights. Entire streets, parks, and buildings get covered in millions of LED lights, creating these massive displays. Roppongi Hills, Tokyo Midtown, and Shibuya all have their own unique light displays that people travel specifically to see. The illuminations usually run from late November through Christmas, and walking through these areas at night feels like you're in a completely different world. But here's what's really cool about Tokyo in December. Most tourists avoid it because they think it's too cold or too crowded. So while it is busy, it's not as insane as cherry blossom season or Golden Week. You can actually enjoy the city without fighting through massive crowds everywhere you go. The food scene gets even better because winter is the season for hot pot, ramen, and all the comfort foods Japanese cuisine does so well. Walking around Tokyo when it's cold and ducking into a tiny ramen shop is an experience you can't replicate during summer. You also have Mount Fuji visible way more often in December because the air is clearer. On a good day, you can see it from various spots around Tokyo. And if you want to get closer, day trips to the Fuji 5 Lakes area are perfect this time of year. And if you're into New Year celebrations, Tokyo does it big. The temples get packed with people doing their first shrine visit of the year, and the energy in the city during that transition from December to January is wild. Number 6 brings us to Patagonia, split between Chile and Argentina. December is actually summer in the southern hemisphere, which most people forget. So while everyone else is dealing with winter, Patagonia is having its best weather of the year. This is prime hiking season when the trails are accessible and the days are long. Torres del Paine National Park in Chile is one of the most stunning places on Earth. Jagged mountain peaks, bright blue glaciers, and lakes that look like someone dumped paint in them. December gives you the longest days of the year down there, meaning you have more time to explore without rushing. The wildlife is also more active. You can see guanacos, which are like llamas, condors flying overhead, and if you're lucky, pumas. The whole region feels untouched and wild in a way that's hard to find anywhere else. Los Glaciares National Park in Argentina is home to the Perito Moreno Glacier, one of the few glaciers in the world that's still advancing instead of retreating. You can stand on viewing platforms and watch massive chunks of ice break off and crash into the water. The sound is incredible. What makes Patagonia special in December is that the weather is mild enough to camp and do multi-day treks. The famous W trek in Torres del Paine is actually doable without needing extreme cold weather gear. You still need to be prepared, but it's not the brutal conditions you'd face during their winter. The small towns like El Calafate and Puerto Natales also come alive during the summer season. Restaurants open up, tour operators are running full schedules, and you get to meet other travelers from around the world who made the journey down there. Number 5 is New Zealand, specifically the South Island. Just like Patagonia, New Zealand is entering summer in December. And the South Island of New Zealand might be one of the most diverse places you can visit. You've got mountains, fjords, beaches, glaciers, and some of the most dramatic landscapes anywhere. Queenstown becomes this adventure hub where you can go bungee jumping, skydiving, jet boating, or just enjoy the view of Lake Wakatipu surrounded by mountains. The town itself is fun too, with great restaurants and bars that have views you won't believe. Milford Sound is a must-see. It's this massive fjord with waterfalls pouring down from cliffs that rise straight out of the water. The boat tours take you through the sound and you realize how small you are compared to the landscape around you. December is also when you can hike some of the famous trails like the Rootburn Track or the Kepler Track without dealing with the winter snow and rain. The weather is perfect for camping, and the South Island has some of the best campsites in the world. The beaches on the South Island are underrated too. Places like Abel Tasman National Park have golden sand beaches with clear water, And because it's summer, you can actually swim and kayak without freezing. Plus, New Zealand is just incredibly well set up for travelers. Everything works, people are friendly, and getting around is easy. You can rent a camper van and just drive through the country, stopping wherever looks interesting. Number 4 takes us to Mexico, specifically Oaxaca. Oaxaca in December is perfect because it's right after the rainy season ends. The landscapes are green, the weather is comfortable, and you're visiting during some of the most important cultural celebrations of the year. The Night of the Radishes on December 23rd is this bizarre and amazing tradition where artists carve elaborate scenes into giant radishes. It sounds weird, and it is, but it's also uniquely Oaxacan, and you won't see anything like it anywhere else. The food in Oaxaca is some of the best in Mexico. We're talking 7 different types of mole, fresh tlayudas, mezcal that's made in traditional ways, and street food that costs almost nothing but tastes incredible. December is also when you can find special holiday foods like tamales and buñuelos. The city itself is beautiful, colonial architecture, colorful buildings, markets that sell everything from textiles to pottery. And unlike some Mexican tourist destinations, Oaxaca still feels authentic. It's not some resort town built for tourists. It's a real city with real culture. You can also visit nearby sites like Monte Alban, an ancient Zapotec city on top of a mountain with views over the valley. Or go to Hierve el Agua, these natural mineral formations that look like frozen waterfalls. The weather in December is also ideal. Warm during the day, cool at night, and you don't have to deal with the intense heat that hits during other parts of the year. Number 3 is Iceland. Yes, Iceland in December. I know it sounds crazy, but this is actually one of the best times to visit. First off, the crowds are gone. The summer tourists have left, prices drop, and you have the whole country mostly to yourself. December is prime time for seeing the northern lights. The nights are long, really long, which gives you more opportunities to see them. On a clear night, the aurora borealis dancing across the sky is something that actually changes you. It's not just pretty, it's one of those experiences that makes you realize how incredible our planet is. The Golden Circle route, which includes Thingvellir National Park, Geyser, and Gullfoss Waterfall, looks completely different in winter. Everything is covered in snow and ice, and the landscapes become even more dramatic. Gullfoss, that massive waterfall, partially freezes and creates these ice formations that look like something from a fantasy movie. You can also go into ice caves during December. These are natural caves formed inside glaciers, and the ice glows blue from the light filtering through. Tours take you inside these caves, and it's like being inside a massive frozen wave. The hot springs are even better in winter. Sitting in the Blue Lagoon or any of the other geothermal pools while it's snowing around you is surreal. Your body is warm, the air is cold, and you're surrounded by volcanic landscapes. Plus, Reykjavik itself is cozy during December. The city goes all out with holiday decorations, and the bar and restaurant scene is fantastic. The locals know how to make winter fun instead of just surviving it. Number 2 is Vietnam. December is the perfect time to visit Vietnam because you're hitting the sweet spot for weather across the entire country. Starting in the north, Hanoi in December is actually nice. The usual humidity is gone, and you can walk around the old quarter without sweating through your clothes. Ha Long Bay, one of the most iconic landscapes in Vietnam, is best visited in December because the water is calm, and the fog that sometimes rolls in creates these mysterious scenes with the limestone islands. Central Vietnam, places like Hoi An and Da Nang, have perfect beach weather in December. Hoi An is this old trading port that's been preserved with traditional architecture and lanterns everywhere. Walking around at night when all the lanterns are lit up is beautiful. And it's not touristy beautiful, it actually feels special. The beaches in Da Nang are some of the best in Southeast Asia. Long stretches of sand, clear water, and way fewer people than Thailand's popular beaches. You can actually relax without fighting for space. Moving south to Ho Chi Minh City, the weather is warm and dry. The city is chaotic in the best way possible. The food scene is incredible, with street food that costs a couple dollars and tastes better than expensive restaurants anywhere else. What makes Vietnam great in December is that it's still affordable. Your money goes far, The food is cheap and amazing, and you can have experiences that would cost thousands in other countries for a fraction of the price. And the people in Vietnam are genuinely friendly. Once you get outside the main tourist traps, you meet locals who are excited to talk to you and share their culture. And finally, number 1 on this list is Colombia. Colombia in December is having its best weather of the year. The rainy season is ending, everything is green, and temperatures are perfect across most of the country. But what makes Colombia the top pick for end-of-year travel is that most people still don't think to go there. Starting with Cartagena, this coastal city is absolute magic in December. The old walled city with its colorful colonial buildings, the Caribbean beaches just outside the city, and the food scene that mixes coastal flavors with traditional Colombian dishes. You can spend days just wandering the streets, trying different restaurants, and soaking in the atmosphere. Medellin, once known for all the wrong reasons, is now one of the coolest cities in South America. The weather is called eternal spring because it's basically perfect year-round. December is when the city does its Christmas light displays, and they're not messing around. Entire streets get covered in elaborate light shows that locals and tourists come out to see every night. The coffee region, around towns like Salento, is stunning in December. This is where some of the world's best coffee comes from, and you can visit actual coffee farms, learn the process, and drink coffee that's fresher than anything you've ever had. The landscape is filled with these massive wax palms, the national tree, that grow taller than you'd think possible. Bogotá, the capital, sits high in the mountains and has this cool mountain climate. The city has amazing museums, street art everywhere, and neighborhoods like La Candelaria that feel historic and modern at the same time. But here's the real reason Colombia takes the number 1 spot. December is the start of the holiday season there, and Colombians celebrate big. The novenas leading up to Christmas, the parties, the music in the streets. The whole country has this energy that's infectious. The country is also incredibly affordable compared to other destinations on this list. Nice hotels are cheap, meals cost almost nothing, and experiences that would be expensive elsewhere are accessible here. Plus, Colombia is diverse. You want beaches? Caribbean coast. Mountains? Coffee region or Bogotá? Amazon jungle? They have that too. Colonial history? Cartagena and other cities. You can build whatever trip you want. So there you have it. 10 places where December isn't just an okay time to visit. It's actually the best time. Whether you want winter wonderlands, summer adventures, cultural experiences, or just beaches without crowds, one of these destinations is calling your name. Hit subscribe for more travel guides that actually help you plan better trips.